What's going on, guys? I'm breaking down UFC Vegas 89 today. Quick little recap from last weekend's card. Yeah, pretty solid week. I ended up about up 10 units myself. I want to say the YouTube free picks I gave out did like +5, +6 units there. Yeah, so overall we hit on Mike Davis submission +2,500, and then we hit the sub round 2 at +4,500. Like I said, ridiculous line there. Can't believe they that all line of all books like opened it up there. So yeah, nice cash. I won about $3,500 on that fight. Yeah, man, good cash. Next up, we did cash on Moises ITD, had that for 1 unit. Next up, we had a couple bets. Chelsea Chandler money line half unit. I had GM3 submission for a half unit. Then we also had Filio sub for 0.3 units. Yeah, overall, guys, I was in Atlantic City last weekend for like 2 nights. Ended up going up like 1,500 on Friday night on the tables, and then had a day on Saturday. In total, walked up 6K. So yeah, man, pretty good weekend. Let's keep that rolling into this card. All right, first fight up, we got Mohammed Usman and Mick Parkin. I am leaning Usman here. I still want to tape some more Mick Parkin. I'll be honest, I was putting this fight like off. Line's not moving. I think Usman is a better grappler. Honestly, I liked his striking in that Collier fight. Say what you want about Jake Collier, but he's a heavyweight with good volume, and Usman did well there, man. He did well. He paced himself well. I think the power here goes to Usman. I think the grappling goes here to Usman over Parkin. And then overall, man, like that Machado fight was a bad look. I want to say Parkin was like -300 there or something. So yeah, overall, I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm leaning Usman money line +125, and then Usman decision +300. We'll probably end up with like a half unit on each there, to be honest. All right, guys, next up is Andre Lima versus Igor Severino. Pass at the current line. I'm leaning Lima here. Wish I got on earlier. This one was like pick 'em like 10, 12 days ago. So missed out on that. I'm going to pass on the current line there. Lean Lima, though. Next up, we got Dariya Zeleniakova versus Montserrat Rendon. So early on, I thought I was going to bet Dariya here when she was like -175-ish. The issue is debuting chick who hasn't really fought anyone. I mean, she's beating up some pretty low-level competition. And then on the other side of this, we got Montserrat Rendon, who may be the slowest female fighter on the roster. I mean, she is like, man, she is really, really not fly on the feet, man. She's slow. She beat Tamiris Vidal, but like, I mean, what level of MMA are we talking about here? So I lean Dariya here. She's a much better striker. I'm not passionate about debuting fighter like -210 here. So pass. Fight up, we got Jarno Errens and Stephen Nguyen. I do have a bet here on Jarno Errens. I got in, I want to say like I think it's 160 right now. I got like 162. It's not that I'm passionate. It's not a passionate take. It's a half unit play. I don't really love Stephen Nguyen's game. I mean, it's good fundamentals, good 1-2s. He can feint. We just haven't really seen him fight, I mean, anyone. Like some of these, I mean, 3 Contender Series bouts. AJ Cunningham, that one bum, I don't know, what's his name, Theo, Jungle King, guy was garbage, and then we saw him lose to Alan Cruz. So, didn't have the best showings in Contender Series. Most of his regional tape, like, isn't the best. I know Jarno, low volume, I think he lands, like, it's bad, man. When you look at what Jarno has landed, now, to give him some credit, like, William Gomez, like, no one has high-volume fights with him. They're just very low-paced, like, boring, methodical fights. But now, let's talk about Choi fight, though. I know Choi, like, he's chinny at times, but he's a pretty good striker. Like, overall, he's not a bad fighter. And Errens had moments, man. He had moments. He hit him with that one nice uppercut. Couple interesting kicks he would throw out there, too. And I just think, too, like, in terms of grappling, I really don't know where, like, Stephen Nguyen's at. And I know Jarno's a black belt. And he's not like, some great elite, going to submit everyone black belt, but at +160, I'll find out about Stephen Nguyen here. Half a unit on Jarno. Not the most passionate take, but at the current money line, I think he's a side. Next up, we got Cody Gibson and Miles Johns. I thought I was going to like Cody Gibson here. Johns' very low volume, leg kick overhand. Occasionally we'll see him throw some combos. I think we saw that in the Sexy Mexi fight. That first round for Miles Johns honestly wasn't bad. He actually threw some straight punches, had good movement. And then the fight after that was Vince Morales. I remember watching, I'm like, dude, like, Miles Johns looks terrible here. Like, he's just picking one shot at a time. Like, okay, we'll throw an overhand, reset, doesn't throw shit for like 30 seconds, and then we'll shoot a takedown once a round to close it out. Like, he's not really relying on his wrestling because he has a suspect gas tank. I thought I would really like Cody Gibson watching that Bracketona fight, but I worry if Cody Gibson goes in there like guns blazing, pressures, puts out an absurd pace, yes, I think he'll wear down Miles Johns and can even maybe finish this late and wear him out and just win a volume war. The worry about Cody Gibson, he's getting older, never been knocked out, but if you watch the tape, like if you go even pre-Katona, there's times, man, he's getting hurt. Like, he gets hurt, man. It happens. He's hittable. He's there. He's throwing down. He's sitting down in the pocket and just throwing. Talking a lot about it, guys. I'm having a hard time getting to a side here. I think Cody's going to have to clear volume, but Miles can clip him and hurt him. And whether he knocks him out or not, that may affect how much Cody's pushing the pace and winning minutes. So I may end up on the over 2.5 years, minus 180. So fight doesn't go is like plus 120, 125 around different books. It's not a bad look, man. I could see, obviously Miles Johns early knockout. It's always live. The guy's got a ton of power. And then Cody Gibson late, if it plays out like that Katona fight and he's just putting out volume, he will wear out Miles Johns. Castaneda was able to put it on him and just break him down the stretch there, like end of round 2. So I think fight doesn't go is not a terrible look at plus 120, but I'm not very passionate about this fight. So pass here at the moment. Next up, we got Julian Erosa and Ricardo Ramos. I wanted to get to Julian Erosa here. I really did. I'm not losing any more money on Julian Erosa money lines. I can't do it. I've been calling the wrong side too many times. So obviously the chin's a concern. He's been knocked out, I want to say 7 times. And then on the Ricardo Ramos side, like, he has 2 UFC knockouts, both spinning elbows. Other than that, he's not like putting it on people with his hands. Both these guys are honestly capable grapplers. And Ricardo Ramos, sometimes he will pick and choose what fights he will grapple heavy in. Like that Bill Algeo fight he shot, like 15 takedowns there. So honestly, I was kind of thinking about a Rosa's sub. I think that's his path. That Charles Jourdain guillotine was like instant tap. Like, I don't know about Ricardo Ramos there. Like, I don't love that look. I may get to fight ends by sub plus 230, but I wish I was getting a better number on it. It's probably a pass, man. I'm not passionate about a money line here. So let's go on to the next fight here. 1 second. Okay, we got Trey Ogden and Kurt Holobaugh. I do have a bet here. Another one I don't really love, but I think we're playing value. I have Kurt Holobaugh decision at plus 600. I know he hasn't won a decision in like 7-8 years, but hear me out. So Trey Ogden, I've had a really weird time betting. Coming up like into the UFC, I bet Trey Ogden, watch a tape on his debut against Leave It, and I'm like, yeah, man, like Ogden's gonna like run through this guy. Like Leave It, like on the ground, I thought it was like a toss-up, but on the feet, I thought Trey would run through him, and just a weird look, Jordan Leave It, like outstriking him like that. Like that one round, dude, he doubled him up in the round 2. And then obviously the next fight, I watched, the Leave It performance, and I'm like, yep, Daniel Zellhuber money line, put it in the parlays. And Trey Ogden showed me up. He stayed at distance, didn't engage, threw some jabs, worked in a leg kick. And I know this guy's a grappler, but like, what is he? He's getting what, 1 takedown a fight? Not the best at getting it there. The Bahamondes fight was, that's how I thought Zellhuber would play out. Bahamondes was just able to land the kicks on him. It wasn't even close. And then we have Nicholas Mata, who I don't know how to really rate that performance. So long story short, guys, Trey Ogden's a guy that's going to rely on point fighting when he's not that good of a technical kickboxer. He's not the greatest wrestler. I mean, his grappling is good, and Kurt Holobaugh definitely can be taken down. I don't know if Trey Ogden's going to control him at a heavy clip, though. But what I'm getting at, the over here is 2.5 at -150. And Trey Ogden has to fight a very clean 15 minutes, stay on the outside, jab, leg kick, not get hurt. And I'm not saying that Holobaugh is going to finish him, but there's going to be a big discrepancy in the power here. Like the shots that Holobaugh does land, I'm not thinking it's going to be many of them. I mean, Ogden, like I said, he's not really engaging. He's skirting the outside. But those 1-2s from Holobaugh have some pop on him. I know he's getting older, but Ogden's not like a very young fighter. I think Kurt Holobaugh can lose on volume, get taken down once or twice, but probably win a round or two on just damage. I think he definitely, if he lands some shots here, he can hurt Ogden. I'm not saying he can finish him. I don't know. But at lightweight decision prop, +600, that is the widest decision prop on this card besides Justin Tafa. Just putting it out there. You don't really get lightweight guys that can go 10, 15 minutes for a decision +600. The line came down a bit. I'm not crazy about +400, +375. But yeah, guys, I have a quarter unit there on Kurt Holobaugh decision +600. Not a passionate take, but I'm playing the number there. Next fight up here. All right, what we got? Fernando Padilla versus Luis Puello. I'm leading Padilla here. I'll be honest, I really didn't get in the tape. -160 Padilla, I'll pass. I like his game, but the Kyle Nelson performance is just concerning to then run and back this guy at another over 60% implied odds. So I lean Padilla. Honestly, Padilla's sub could be sneaky, but this guy Luis looks tough. I'll give him that. But I'm passing on the fight, man. I think Padilla's a side at money line, but I'm not getting there. Next fight up, we got Yusuf Zalal and Billy Q. So I am playing Zalal here. I've been a lot of sprinkles on this card, man. I'm not going crazy besides this next fight, but a lot of just small units. I'm just throwing stabs at stuff. So at the opener, I bet Zalal knockout +700. I know it's hard to picture that here, but hear me out. Billy Q, at this point in his career, he's 35, has been in a lot of wars. The guy has relied on getting, the shit beat. He gets beat up, man. He gets beat up early, takes some big shots, and then he just wears guys down, can outpace them, and break people down the stretch. The problem with that is, he's not defensively sound. He gets hit a fucking ton, man. I bet big on Edson Barbosa underdog against Billy Q there. And it's just the thought process of, if this guy's going to fight this way, have to just work through hell, get hit a ton, get his ass beat to come back and win fights. At some point, that chin's going to go. And now he's at 35, and I know he had, he won, he beat Damon Jackson. Damon Jackson pieced him up in round 1. Damon Jackson, guys, come on. I know he's landed some big front kicks on people, but Damon Jackson does not have hands. He should not be boxing up Billy Q like that. And even hurt him, man. I think Zalal here has the defensive grappling. I think he has the cardio to keep up with Billy Q. Even though it's short notice, man, Zalal's an active fighter. I'm sure he's in shape here. I'm not too worried about that. And then for the Zalal, I know people can talk shit on his early UFC tape. The guy is 22 years old. I get it. He has a ton of UFC losses, but he looks much improved. I think stylistically here, I think that knee's going to be there, just like the Edson Barbosa one was. Billy Q comes in shooting reckless. It's not defensively sound. I think the step-in knee can be there. And then, I like Billy Q as a fighter, but at 35 and his fight style, I'm going to take anyone not anyone, but a lot of people. If you're giving me plus 700 to fade Billy Q, like Billy Q's chin at this point, I know his chin's been okay, but the way he fights, the wars he's been in, having to come back, I'll take a shot on Zalal KO here. I don't mind it. And then I did get in, what was it, 0.4 units on Zalal. I want to say it was like plus 150, 140. Honestly, I'll have to check it. I'll probably have it posted right there. But yeah, man, I like Yusuf Zalal here. No hate. I think the line right now, like close to pick'em, is accurate. I'll take the dog shot here on Yusuf. All right, guys, next fight up. I got Payton Talbott and Cameron Saaiman. This is my my biggest bet of the card here. I locked in, was it March 10th? 2 units on Payton Talbott money line minus 114. I get, there's a lot of arguments for both sides here. I get it. Payton's unproven, but I have a strong, I shouldn't say feeling. Overall, guys, in the striking exchanges, I know Saaiman's good, but I think Talbot can land the much bigger shots here. Like that 1-2 once it gets going. And I'm hearing also too, Saaiman thinks that like he's talking about he wants to strike with them. Like he doesn't want to work in the wrestling, which we'll see if he does. You never can trust guys on their interviews. But I think Payton Talbot on the feet, dude, he just walks forward, lands big shots. I worry about his chin. Of course, man. I've watched a lot of, like, almost all of Talbot's fights. I've seen him almost get dropped and like killed in amateurs for doing the same shit, man. He walks forward, keeps throwing, and just breaks you. And I think Talbot's gone. I think round 1's going to be pretty competitive. Wouldn't be shocked here if Saaiman is able to, pick up round 1. I think it's competitive, though. As this fight progresses, as in all Payton Talbot's fights, he's going to put it on him. And I think he does break him in round 3. So, yeah, 2 units on Payton Talbot moneyline minus 114. And then I'm playing Payton Talbot round 3. You can shop around a bit. I got this at Bet365 plus 1,200. I think Fanduel has plus 1,300, but they just suspended me. So what the fuck, Fanduel? Yeah, I don't really know why. They won't tell me why, but Fanduel suspended my account like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't really gotten an answer on it. They're saying it's under investigation, but they keep saying someone will reach out to me. So we'll see. I will say one thing about Fanduel: they're not a sharp book in terms of MMA. They juice the absolute shit out of lines. I mean, look at some of these VIGs, man. Let's just look at like fight odds real quick. Okay. Rose Namajunas, money line, minus 235 on FanDuel. Bet online, minus 210. If you're going to bet Ribas on both these sites, they're both giving you plus 180. But you have to lay an extra, like, minus 210 to minus 235. It's just an extra VIG that FanDuel adds. And the reason they add it is because they're really shitty at keeping up with line movement. They're not sharp at all. They just copy other books. Typically, I've seen FanDuel delayed like 12 hours. They typically do updates in the morning. Overall, I have ripped them for a bit. I just find it crazy they can just suspend your account when you have bets placed, you have money on there, and just not tell you anything. But in general, guys, like FanDuel, I would not recommend them as like a book. They're not good. They're predatory, same game parlay book. But if you're betting money lines and you're a parlay bettor, just watch the line move on Bet Online and watch FanDuel. Like if the line moves overnight, say like you're watching like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., the line moves, FanDuel won't adjust, okay? They won't adjust until someone gets in the office in the morning. So if there's big line moves and you're considering a spot, you can catch them sleeping. Same with some prop openers, man. They fucking opened Sean O'Malley plus 390. So I know I'm saying like don't use FanDuel because they have a shitty big VIG, but like please rip them on some of their shitty lines because they're ghosting me right now. All right, like I said, Payton Talbot money line 2 units. Sorry for the rant. And then we got 0.2 units on the round 3 there. Next fight up, guys, we got AJ Dobson and Edmen Shahbazyan. No way am I playing Edmen Shahbazyan minus 200. He's the better fighter here. Yeah, sure, he should look amazing first 7.5 minutes, and then it falls off a cliff. So I will probably look like, I hope I can get an entry on Dobson late round 2. Maybe we'll see how it plays out, man. It's system at this point. I do not think Shabazian, once he faces adversity and his cardio starts going, he folds. So if you want to play him at minus 200, go ahead. I think he's the side, but I will be definitely looking for AJ Dobson live entries in round 2. Next up, guys, is Justin Tafa and Carl Williams. I thought I would like Justin Tafa here. I backed Carl Williams in his last fight against Chase Sherman, and holy sweat, man. Shouldn't be that sweaty against Chase Sherman. I was surprised. I thought Carl Williams' wrestling looked a lot better from what I saw on tape, and I don't think Justin Tafa's going to sprawl here. I can assume so. Justin Tafa, talked about him a few weeks ago, and I was fading him with Lima, but Lima's tested and proven, man. Carl Williams is not, and Carl Williams is a light heavyweight, fighting up. I think Tafa has probably terrible takedown defense, probably terrible off his back, but he's live to knock him out here. He's definitely live. If Carl Williams can't get him down early, or get him against the fence and just slow him down, I do think Tafa can land that big uppercut, that big overhand. And then on the other side, if Carl Williams does get him down, which we don't know, we haven't really seen Tafa tested on the ground in years, but he should run through him on the mat. So I'm not touching a money line here, not touching like a KO prop either side. I'm betting the under 2.5. I got it on Unibet, minus like 131. I mean, striker versus grappler heavyweights. I'm cool taking a shot here that this fight ends ITD. If Williams can't get him down, then I really don't think that, if you can't get him down, I think Tafa can get a knockout. And then if Williams can take him down, I don't think Tafa's going to be that good off his back. And it's probably like a ground and pound finish there. So yeah, under 2.5 is my play there. Finally, guys, main event. We got Rose Namajunas versus Amanda Ribas. I think Rose is a side. Holy shit, my bookie's got a minus 350 Rose. There's no way that's accurate. Okay, don't quote me, but I think my bookie is hanging a minus 350 Rose. It's minus 210. Okay, that's really weird, but back to the breakdown. I think Rose is a side here. If you got her like minus 175, you did your job there. I just personally, I backed Rose against Carla, and I said it there. I will never play Rose at chalk again. And it's nothing to do with like her game, and like you can't just say that about fighters. People lose fights and make bad decisions. Things happen. You can't just go, I'll never bet them again. But at chalk, I can't trust her camp. I can't trust her corner. I mean, they're telling her that she's doing a great job, and it's the worst performance that we've seen at a high level like in a while for a woman's like title fight like that. So I'm not running it back Rose at chalk really ever again. My lean here is probably Rose late KO. I threw 0.1 units on Rose KO round 4. Little flyer there. I think Rose is the side, but not running the back her there. Yeah, that's all, guys. I think I had a couple bets here. Still finishing up tape. Don't really love this card from a betting perspective. Besides, like I said, Talbott money line early. I like that line. Next week's UFC Atlantic City. Cop some tickets for that. We'll be sitting pretty close, man. We're row 6 on the floor, so we're pretty hyped there. Already got a couple big bets in, so I'll be taping. Hopefully get an early video up this week. I know I've been saying that, but we'll try to get one up Tuesday this week. So best of luck this weekend, guys. Let's make some money.